Now that we have all the sides of our box cut, ground, foiled, and tinned, we have all 4 sides done. The next step is to put it together. I'm using a box jig, and I have some layout blocks. These are like styrofoam. Solder will not stick to them and they don't melt. I'm gonna set this in here, and what I want to do is I want to line up my box so that my corners are lined up right here, but not overlapping. And then I'm going to tack it together. I'm going to tack solder it together. Make sure when you put it in here that you have, this helps to keep your box square, and you want to make sure that the outside of your box sides is to the outside and the inside of your glass is to the inside. Okay, I have it in here like I want it, and I'm just going to tack it together. I'm going to put some solder here and some solder at the bottom and tack it together. Not going to do the whole seam, I'm just going to tack it together. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. Solder will run, it's like water. So I'm going to hold it up so you can see what I'm doing. And I am going to tack it together. I'm going to put, I'm going to put a little bit of solder right here to hold it together. Right here at the top. This creates a V groove in the corner of your box, which will help with making your box strong. Okay, so now I'm going to tack it down here at the bottoms, dropping it off of my iron. There we go. This side is tacked. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take it. It's still real flimsy. It's not strong. I'm going to turn it, and I am going to do the same thing with this side. I want to make sure that I have my outside to the outside of my glass to the outside and the inside of my glass to the inside of my box. I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to put a little bit of flux on here, and now I'm going to tack it together. Just going to put a little bit up here at the top and a little bit up here at the bottom, down here at the bottom, like that. Okay, keep going around my box, doing the same thing. I'm going to go around and put this side on. Make sure I have the inside of my box to the inside and the outside of my box to the outside. All right, gotta line this up and do exactly the same thing. Gonna get a little bit of flux, put this on here, and I'm going to tack it together at the top, and I'm gonna tack it together at the bottom. All right, now my last corner, same thing, turning it in my box, lining up my corners so that I create a V groove for my solder to fit down in. Now, got this, solder, add some flux, now add some solder to tack it together. Well, I don't want to go across. There we go. And now we're going to do the bottom. There we go. Okay, now that I have it tacked together, it should be square on all 4 sides. Okay, so we can check the square by doing this. Make sure that it is still square. And I think we're in great shape. Okay, so now I can take this and I can add solder down this V groove. So I'm just going to put some flux here, get a little bit of solder on my iron, and I am going to fill this groove with solder. I'll move my soldering iron over a little bit, it's kind of in the way. Okay, keep going until I have it filled up with solder. Make sure you can see what I'm doing. I'm just doing a little build up here, building it up. There we go. It takes it a minute. It's liquid when you first put it on there, so you got to build it up a little bit and then smooth it out. That's it. Let it solidify. You see how it's turning from a bright silver to a darker color or to a more dull finish. That's when it is set. When it turns dull, it is set. So I'm going to go around and I'm going to do that on all 4 sides.